sure of it. All right, part 2 of the Puntersshow.
We're a bit flat today. Sorry about that.
That's all right. We're waiting for the championships, the provincial championships to come.
Oh, we've got the jackhammer going?
We've got the jack, yep, lovely.
Jackhammer.
You know, they're renewing every single stormwater drain.
Right.
In the suburb.
Why? Because it's just been a million years old?
Right.
Is that what
No,
that's
but
the
if
play?
you get the gig...
Yeah, it'd be a big gig.
Not a bad gig.
Well, anyway, they're renewing it. Good luck with the jackhammer. Just remember to the IVR package, if you want to get a real good insight on the slipper and any hidden runs there, you'll get a really good play from the IVRs, and also there look to be a few runs on Saturday that the IVRs will really help you with. Same package.
Rosehill, I think, is it's one of those tracks that it's hard to get it right just by watching.
Yeah, I think there'll be some very serious
about Rosehill
sections. I think
weird.
It's that long sweeping bend. I think maybe into the home straight, whereas most of the tracks are straight corner. That's the
it's a bit of a side.
Yeah, well, not much. It's especially from the 1200s and 1100s.
Oh well, that's certainly. I wouldn't call it sweeping. I'd call it
hairpin. Yeah, do your best. All right, lovely. So the IVR package is the same as last week. I think it's $3.96 to get you through the carnival. You get the last few weeks of Sydney to catch you up. Probably it's the last 4 or 5 weeks to catch up, and also a couple of Melbourne ones will be thrown in as well. So if you wanted to get right on top of things, and as I said, all those hidden sections which really start coming to the fore as you build into the carnival too, to see what are the good runs, what are the not so good runs, and it can often be totally different to how the market reacts. And more often than not, you're getting the right guide on it and a better than the market is reacting to it as well too. So check it out. IVR packages available. Danny has said, why did Glenn dump poor Aaron at Randwick? And Glenn and Mark's thoughts on the Melbourne process.
Well, I dumped poor Aaron at Randwick, mate, because I can't. How am I supposed to
put up with him all the way to Rosehill?
He was talking about picking up girls, and
you gave him advice. What was the advice?
What about?
I said never ever.
Martini writes in and says Aaron's gay on the very show that he's on.
Yeah, that's it. He was great, wasn't it? Yeah.
Oh, Teen, I love it. Look, I just dumped him. Look, mate, I'll try to get him all the way to Rosehill one day, but it is tough. It's going to slipper day this Saturday, so I'll try and...
You couldn't put up with an hour of just being told that this horse is the next superstar and it's a champion and it's all that. You couldn't do that.
It's a tough gig, Danny. It's a tough gig. And our thoughts on the Melbourne process? Look, I thought the Melbourne process was immoral to be upheld in Melbourne.
Because it was in Melbourne.
Yep, and immoral to be dismissed if that type of inference in Sydney. That's how the Melbourne boys seem to read. They think if you take the lane with the other horse, there was a little prat, and then they both moved out together. I suppose they thought the margin. It's a big decision. It's the Australian Cup.
Yeah. Australian Cup. But I mean, it shouldn't matter, should it?
No.
It's not supposed to matter.
It's not supposed to matter, but was I surprised? I wasn't involved. I wasn't surprised at all. What do you think?
No, I wasn't surprised, and I was lucky enough to have laid with them, 48 for 6.
There it is. Should have 48 to
42.
42. There it was. So Danny, dump poor Aaron. What do you think?
What about poor Glenn?
Yeah, what about poor me? Poor Aaron. Let's go through the stats. He's young. He's not married. Got a bit of money in his pocket. Let's go through my stats. Beaten up. Exhausted. Grey. Kids all grown up. Oh, what about all my kids are not in the same state as me at the moment? That's weird. No, they're all from Queensland.
Right.
Yeah. But I think, just back to your advice to Aaron when you gave him the love advice, what was it like with that girl? He said, what would you say?
First thing you do is don't speak. If you're trying to pick up shit, don't open your mouth. And then if they're really drunk, try and find a paper bag for your head.
and that gets you to about the 2000s range.
Is that what I said? I never know what I say half the time.
Alex said the highlight of the weekend was Para abusing me because he got $3.80 suit chairs before an FP $2.70.
Well, why did you get 30 if you got 3.80 suit chairs?
Para.
That better? Para. He's becoming a bit of a star, Para. Another bloke will have on $1 million a year.
He's got a profile, hasn't he?
No, what he has. Why wouldn't he? He's a great character.
Yeah.
He's a hidden talent. He's a great character.
He'll be running the books at one of the corporate soon.
He's the fucking best. Brent Zarafa wrote.
He said Corey Brown didn't. Oh, you've been doing the emails.
Yeah, Brent Zarafa wrote. Corey Brown didn't need many words to describe the performance of craftiness. Very disappointing.
And then Chapo went on to say hasn't been the same since Blake Shin slaughtered it at Caulfield. I don't think it was the same, that preparation. Remember that preparation that just came back and Gentleman was good?
Well, yeah, because the day he raced against our boy Malachi in the Hallmark, I went, wow, you're a much better horse than I thought.
Right.
Do you remember that day,
Yep.
12 months ago,
Yep.
in
Yep.
the
Yep.
last day of the
So the
Grand
Joe
Prix?
Pride trains, you mean Joe Pride trained the other great sprinter that tailed off, you know, we never saw him, the leader with the yellow and black colours, what's it called?
Rain Affair.
Rain Affair?
Yeah.
This looks like the same sort of,
It's just
another couple of runs,
yeah.
a couple of duck gigs, see you later.
Yeah, well,
I think Rain Affair is in racing in Melbourne now, different
sorry,
time.
yeah. Different stuff.
Anyway, but yeah, craftiness, that preparation, last prep, it just came back ratty, and it's come back looking good this time in Glen, but it just can't go.
Yeah. Got one here from Tim Clark, you can read it.
Yeah, he said, didn't see Glenn today, this was last Monday.
Monday.
Too good for Kembla these days, he said.
Hashtag Silly Slicker.
Yeah, and then he threw in the little jockey
then
joke, oh yeah, hangover from the Mardi Gras.
Mardi Gras
Yeah.
commitments. Good on you, Clarky.
Yeah.
Fucking grow 6 inches, who cares? Fuck that shit.
Oh, that's almost as good as the Mardi Gras comment.
But alright.
You said, I'll grow 6 inches.
I really like Clarky too, he's a funny boy. But he said to me on somewhere the other day, I didn't see Kembla, too good for us. So I went, I didn't even know, he's on the horse.
Yeah.
They parade around, they
figure out what he was talking
all
about.
like to have a little snippet of him.
Yeah, because but the thing is, when they're parading, they can get away from you too.
He's a good man, and
Yeah.
I tell you what, he does do a good job riding, but he does seem to seat me all the time.
I love it when you give it to one of them. Who did you give it to on Saturday? Somebody. And when one of our boys, like the gun or something, is next behind them,
Yeah.
and they just like the ones you give it to, like it might have been Brett Preble or something like that,
Yeah.
and then they don't know how to handle it, and then one of our boys just comes in with a big smile on their face.
Gun
Yeah,
loves it.
go the Glen stuff.
Clarky's alright, and he's a talented rider, but another bloke I don't have any luck with.
But you have no luck with anyone.
So I'm fucking not right, Dal.
David has said, hi guys.
Oh, we
Firstly,
met David, I met him.
yeah, nice bloke. Firstly, really nice to meet the Glenster on Tuesday at Hawkesbury. I've chatted to him as well at Kembla on Friday and Roseville Saturday. Really appreciate the time. Another busy punting week. I found Goats protocol with that genius Thomas UA riding. Gear change of blinkers on influenced me. It would have been a great day if Chimbora had logged.
Wow, that's a big double.
That sounds like a Glen. He bets along
Well,
Glen's
yeah, but
line.
as I said, both runners, last price match, $110.
Thought was unlucky. What do you think? Was Chimbora unlucky?
No?
I didn't think it was unlucky, no.
No, it settled midfield, one off, and it made its run and nearly got there.
Might be unlucky if you're on it. You just feel
Oh,
unlucky.
right, okay.
Yeah.
A protest being upheld at the Sunshine Coast due to the overuse of the whip. Has that just opened a Pandora's box?
Yeah, so what are you saying? Connections will be counting whips now? They'll be
Well,
like going, oh,
that was a
can we-
dead heat. So, in other words, if the stewards decide that horse has been helped by 0.0001 of a millimetre, that's upheld, isn't it? The old dead
Yeah.
heat, Glenn. You can still give a dead heat.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you think? Whip
Not
rules.
much. Whip rules. Like, where's this all going to end? Like, now we're going to...
Well, how would you be if you had a race taken off you because the riders you're on the winner? And
I think the only way they're ever going to take a race off another horse is the whip rules. I think the only way they're going to do it is if the rule's broken and it's a dead heat.
yeah,
I think if it's a short half hit, they're never going to do it. I don't think they're going to make the decision. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, they'll find a way not to do
Yeah.
it because they don't want it. They don't want to see it happen.
That was it. But it was a dead heat.
yeah.
So now we're looking for 0.0 to infinity, 1% of a millimetre we can uphold.
Yeah, that's all.
So I think it's only
So
going
the whip rules to
So
me,
1
they're
centimetre's
sort
too
of like
much.
banning cigarettes on TV. You know, it's just like clean.
There it is.
Okay, question about bookmaking to you two. What do you see have been the main changes in bookmaking that are positive and negative as the jackhammering gets louder?
Are there any positive changes in bookmaking?
Well, I didn't think it was, no.
I don't know, Grant Farmer?
Oh, what does that mean?
Like, you know, someone like that.
One
can-
new bloke on the course.
Yeah, can, you know, like I see him
Yeah, but
advertised
I-
on the back of cabs. I'm going, wow, that's, you know.
Yeah, well, that's not really a positive change in bookmaking. He's a positive
Player, you know.
player. Yeah, I think he's saying one of the positive changes in bookmaking. Like, I mean, even when the fact it's become more digital means you can't put any bets in after the race to cover your tax liability. So there's nothing positive about it. True or not true? True.
The only positive thing I can think about in bookmaking is that they've got screens you don't need to change the sheets.
Now, yeah, that's happened now. Yeah, that's right, full electronic. Oh, that's actually negative. The old sheets are gone.
Shit's gone.
Well, the
Yes,
worst thing that ever happened was the decimalisation. That was
No,
just
I'm
that.
with you.
Well, the worst thing about that was John Kennedy brought it in, then he ran away from the game 3 weeks later. What was that like? How did he do that to us?
Well,
But
he had to do that because the bookies go on.
Why can't we have 6-1 back?
Yeah, I want
Yeah, it was terrible. But the beauty about
All
Melbourne
paper tickets.
is that they all bet the 6
Do they?
All bet 1,000 months. All bet 1,000 months.
Wow.
The machines do it. Greg Cook's machines, James Philgate runs them. They've all got the fraction.
Wow. Nice to meet you, he said, Dallas.
Yeah. There you
And
go.
you sound like Grant Boyder from 2KY when you're on the radio.
Actually worked with Grant for a long time.
Is it?
Yeah, there you go.
So
And
is that a rat?
So Dave's a bit of a fan for all of us. So good on you, Dave, and he's a nice fellow. He's got a bit of time for it.
Beautiful. All right, lovely. And his nomination for Cock of the Week, Racing New South Wales, who programmed the racing. Kembla Monday. Do you reckon they programmed Kembla Monday thinking it was Adelaide Cup?
Mistake. Yeah,
He was
it's the second Monday. Remember, Day is the second Monday in March.
I reckon they got it.
They definitely got it wrong.
You reckon that's what's happened? Well, there's no need for that Monday meeting, is there?
No, they mucked up.
Today's Moonee Valley
It's supposed to be Moonee Valley and Kembla.
Yeah, and we bucked up because we assumed that Kembla was
Yeah.
coincided with the
Yeah,
Adelaide
I
Cup
got it
Day.
wrong, yeah.
I reckon they've had an air squeak here.
It's funny, isn't it?
It's great.
Thank God they did it.
Can we, Racing New South Wales, can you respond to us and just say
Wait,
yes?
can
we
they
had-
ever respond to us?
No, probably not, but we'll just throw it out there. Did you have an air
Now,
squeak?
I did mention just quickly on the show, you'll like this because no one watches the driving this race except the people who like driving. The people are there. I was driving past Randwick the other day and
With or without Aaron.
no, just going somewhere else. And the best thing that ever happened, one of the best things that ever happened around was when they pulled that old big timber fence down and put
Oh,
these-
I reckon that is awesome. Isn't
You
it?
can
You
see
see
the track.
Even you know, for a cynical, middle-aged, almost midlife crisis person like myself.
That was
You
great.
know, like
It was a great move.
even getting to Randwick early in the morning to
It
go.
might have cost $200,000 to do it.
Could have.
To replace the fencing.
We'll take it all away, replace it.
It was probably
they just
right,
said,
so they
instead of the
probably
old
had to do
narky AJC days, don't look in here,
Yeah.
look at here. It's
Yeah,
one of
look
the,
at this.
I reckon it's one of the best things they've ever done.
Yeah.
We're quick to blow up about the stand and
No,
blah,
I
blah,
like
blah. So I'm coming down the hill there and there's two old mates walking the track.
Yeah, you've said this, yes. I sort of heard you say this in the thing.
Two old mates walking the track. And I thought, look at these bludgers trespassing on my roundel. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying it was $1.01, but I'm saying I'd take $1.12, that one of them was Darren Pearce with old mate. Sweats on training,
Yes.
which is good.
Right.
And he's CEO. If anyone's got a right to trespass on Randwick, it's him. So for God's sake, Darren, get away from the inside part of the track and get the outside lane. It's enough bogged down on the rail as it is. Two blokes lumbering along. Drove me mental. It's pretty funny though.
It is very funny.
Anyway, David had
Good to see him
mentioned,
out training though.
the nomination Racing New South Wales program, the Kembla Monday and Friday, Newcastle on Saturday, 5 days prior to a major meeting on Wednesday. No forward planning. And by the way, the Golden Slippers on this weekend, they all the advertising points to the championship. So
Well,
What about this idea that the Racing of Wales, the Golden Slipper belongs to the ATC, or the old STC, and the championships, they belong to Racing of Wales.
yeah. No, well, the reason why the big spend and the huge amount of dollar or advertising is going on the championships is that's a combination with Events New South Wales.
Yeah.
So Events New South Wales, and why they put a lot of money in is because Events New South Wales throw a lot of money into it, and they only throw the money into the 2 days.
Yes.
And Racing New South Wales also has, from my understanding, KPIs they have to meet.
Yeah.
Maybe why the meeting on the road
meeting.
on Doncaster, well, allegedly was. Some people might have said that. Maybe to some people drunk one night. It may have been reported, but we can't really say that. But anyway.
When's Nick coming on?
Yeah, I don't think it was
Bring
to him.
Nick on.
Yeah, it wasn't to him, I don't think, but it was other people. But anyway, so there are KPIs that need to be met, and that's all part of the Destinations New South Wales, or whatever they call the Tourism New South Wales. So hence why we see it. But in saying that, I think it comes back to one of the things I've mentioned a lot is with the merger, it's all been moved to the eastern suburbs of the ATC, and I use the analogy of real estate agents, where they said one of the first things they tell real estate people is you've either got to live in the area or have a very, very good knowledge of the area. Now, I challenge, having luckily grown up in that area, it's a different world to there as it is to our coastal retreats, Glenn. So
I have no idea. I haven't listened to a word
no,
for 2 minutes.
no, okay, good as
Don't
gold.
ask me.
So what the ATC I
coma.
think needs is a specialist Rosehill marketing team based in Parramatta taking on the local area.
The other thing
You
is,
should talk about
Dal.
I think it's the thing makes sense.
I'm sure that is necessary. They've got Racing New South Wales and Events New South Wales to promote the championship. The ACC don't need to lift a finger there.
No, they don't.
They can just concentrate all their efforts on lifting 3 weeks prior.
Yeah, really have a crack at racing. And the other point that I make around when I do make this point, look at the AFL, which is probably the most successful sports body in the country without fail.
Yeah.
And the money that
soccer's pretty good.
And soccer, well, okay. Western Wanderers, bingo. The amount of money that they're spending on the GWS, which aren't a success yet, but I'm sure being the AFL they will be. They're looking 10, 15, 20 years down the track. Now, we've had this track at Rosehill for how long? And it's just almost like, oh, there it is. Yeah. So we have got a foothold. We did have a foothold in the western suburbs, and we've let it go.
And you've just renovated your facilities.
Yeah.
Don't you want people? This is your opportunity to get people there to have a look.
Yeah. And the amount of people that again, peripheral racing people that have said, oh, was the slipper on last week? Oh, when's the slipper on? Like, people like my sister, like I used to go to the races with all the time. She said, oh, good luck with the slipper. I said, no, it's next week. These are people that should know because they're the peripheral people who would make up the 30,000 rather than the 15,000 that we'll get on Saturday.
So how many did they have on Cool the first day?
If it broke 10, I'd be surprised, Glenn.
They couldn't have had 10, could they?
It was empty. I'm not bad. I like it empty.
Yeah, anyway.
Right. It's an indication of how racing's doing in the community.
Exactly. Talking about racing in the community, last year they put in them great barbecues every week.
Oh, they're not on?
They're not on.
Well, I'll get to it. So, Kembla had theirs on Friday. It was essence of barbecue.
What do you mean essence?
You know when you get a smell of something? So I went and got the chicken. So it was a chicken kebab this big, that thin, with some lettuce and 4 pieces of pineapple out of a pineapple. It was essence of barbecue. So it gets better.
They've trimmed it right up.
Oh, fucking, they've trimmed it right up. So my advice is, if you can't throw a steak on the barbie, shove it right up your platter. Don't give us free barbecue if you're going to treat us like that. It was legless. And then at the end of the day, I had a friend out there, old mate, and they were packing up. And there was kilos of kebabs and kilos of this and kilos. And he said, oh, hardly got anything. I said, well, go ask him. So I haven't got another chicken. I said, oh, look, they're closing up. He went over there, oh, look, you guys, no.
Oh, no.
Really?
Oh, so
No.
it's only one per person?
One per person. No. And then I watched them put that food in bins.
Feeding.
It's just the fucking
lowest
lowest
of low.
thing. And can't feed a poor
So
bastard.
they don't even take it to one of those, the food charity things that
But
they go
just don't have the barbecue. It's going to be piss. If you can't throw it, if you have a barbecue, right? You have a nice salad. You want a sausage? You need a little piece of minute steak. You want fresh chicken or a kebab? It's a barbecue. Yeah. Don't have essence of barbecue.
Well, but I mean, I imagine it's contracted to someone local, isn't it?
Well, it's fucking legless.
Well, I'm saying that it might be different in Newcastle.
Maybe it cost them $1,500 to put it on. They charge Campbell Racing Club $25,000.
Yeah, well, that's what happens.
I don't know how it works, but what I'm saying is the race.
You do know how it works. You just
don't put it on. Yeah. I went lined up. Essence of barbecue. Can I have more?
Please, sir.
Please, sir.
Oliver.
Yeah. We've got some Facebook correspondence here that we've. I never learned how to work until today, but anyway, here we go. Jake put this up, and a few people responded. But some thoughts from Saturday. Robbie said, I learned after the second race at Rosehill it was more like a velodrome than a race course. Didn't bet there, saved plenty.
Yeah. Okay.
Luke said, I learned that laying Chautauqua down the straight at 1,200 metres in Group 1s is like finding money on the ground.
Never ever going to win.
What the fuck happened
Just
there?
didn't let down,
the quarterback won a Newmarket.
Yeah.
Never ever looked like winning Chautauqua. Just never in the right.
No. So what went on there?
Quarterback.
Chris lost counter-attack at the gates.
Yep.
And then
the rest of them.
Then what happened?
Just the rest of them just didn't go. Well, it's that's straight races.
From Conrad.
Well, straight races. I remember back in Razor Sharp in the Newmarket.
What about old mate Conrad here? Conrad's his roots.
Yeah, bad luck, Mark.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I just want to get through these fucking.
Oh My Sword will dominate next season's 3-year-old fillies race in the manner not seen since Samantha Miss.
Wow, that's a big call.
But I think it will dominate 3-year-old fillies. Bloody nice horse.
Yeah, it's talented, and everyone liked it on Saturday, and they didn't get
couldn't win for me.
Adam McGurk not happy with Thomas Huey. Should stick to riding a provincial level.
That was not relating to Ghost Protocol, clearly.
Got to disagree with that. A hot rider, because what I mean by hot rider, does the good job outside the market. If you're looking for a bit of value and they've got Thomas Huey on, put your Huey money on it.
Never backing General Ife again from Justin.
At your own peril.
Yeah, that's it was terrible.
Roy McCann learnt the protest against the whip can actually be upheld. Yep.
I like that too.
Matt said concealer never to be backed again.
Don't even know what it is.
It's in Melbourne. Grant said slow pace will never win a race.
For sure.
And it looked as good. It parades awfully.
And a couple of blokes rapping King Callow for his ride on, obviously Hattori, whatever it was called.
Hattori Honto.
One more thing.
I got a couple more things I'll bring down here.
What did they call the last minute camera on Friday? What did the race caller call it?
What was it?
SKYGGE. What did they call it?
Oh, I got no idea what he was saying, because I remember I heard the race and I was in a coma by then. So how do you call it?
Shiga. It's a Norwegian word.
Oh, okay, Shiga.
Yeah, it means shade. Shade.
Shiga.
Shiga.
Wow, that's
SKY,
really...
Shiga.
Also, I want to talk about the latest ads on with that Ladbrokes. You've been watching them with that imposter, what's his name, that bloke?
Gary
Oh,
Sweet.
Don Bradman.
Gad Sweet. Well, on Ladbrokes,
they got the new
odds boost. You just hit a button and the odds go from forward.
Please don't slander him because I don't want to have to edit it, Glenn.
I'm not slandering.
No, go.
No, I'm just saying on the ad, if you watch the ad, the odds boost, it's a beauty, and good on your Ladbrokes, you beauties. And he does say that it's for every punter in the ad. But then if you actually freeze frame when he says it's for every punter, right down the bottom, except for people who they think to be professionals or arbitrators. So good on your Ladbrokes.
For every punter. That's not quite every punter, is it?
It's not really quite every punter. That's not right. Sometimes
so it's not available
So it's for some punters.
Some punters.
There it is.
And not really actually, and even
talking.
Did they say professionals? So that could be a bit of a loophole because it's not professionals aren't the only ones who get barred.
Well, then it's professionals and people who arbitrate.
Well,
take good odds off us and sell low, which the Ladbrokes.
I'm sure there's a lot of people who have been barred who aren't professionals or arbitrators. They just won.
Pointing out the ad.
Lost.
So freeze frame it and read it.
Interestingly, the wagering operators are actually the joints that are responsible for educating the consumer. So, you know, supermarkets or wherever, the Harvey Norman or whatever, they're all in the business of telling you what products they've got and how to get them and details galore. Well, Ladbrokes is actually the joint that's supposed to be... Remember how Mark Reed had the idea with IAS originally? We want to educate the punters because then they'll bet more. And now, like joints like Ladbrokes, you go have a look at the tab ad for it's the season again, so you know, get punting again on footy and racing. It's just like, just throw your money in.
Just come in.
Yeah. What they don't realise is, do you know when you bet like that, you just feel like you're lucky if you get a winner. Whereas if you study the form and back a winner, you feel like you can reproduce that.
Yes.
You know, you feel like
yes.
You'll be able to do that again.
Yeah.
Because you've done it from the bottom up. So
anyway, and also on last week's show, I forgot to mention. I also forgot to bring the cock on last week. I better get out of the cock for this week.
Yeah, I like it when you hold your cock.
Yeah, it's good. So last week at the Wednesday, now I'm not playing up at the bookies because a lot of them they're doing exactly what I would do. But on Wednesday the 2nd of March, Sonic Switch, which paid $4.60 on the tote, every corporate was 4 to 1, $5, and Betfair traded at $6 to $6.40 late in betting. It won the race, and the top fluck at Warwick Farm went through as $3.30.
What?
Yeah. Well, the blokes who had the big money
the big
for it, shared around,
okay.
They kept the fluck down. That's the system we work in, that we can reward fraud.
Yeah.
No, that's not fraud because they're working within the rules.
They're working within the rules.
I know that,
exactly.
but it's so I take that back. But we reward a system that doesn't really...
Well,
what we got with the top fluck is got to be looked at.
Well, surely in the current day and age, I know we've got everybody marking down the prices and however they come at the fluck, it's what with the main board, obviously, Robbie.
Whatever it is.
You know, surely we could have a system that somehow it's designed that, okay, well, if Dave Dwyer and Shane are the biggest ones, well, then they get more percentage than, say, Robbie, who's, you know, not allowed to because he's playing too many tricks. But, you know, if they wanted to work that out, that the rails have got X amount into the flow, the outer's got some input into the flow, then you're going to get every bookmaker who's on course, because at the end of the day, if a bookmaker's beating $6 about a $4 chance, that is a real price that's available. So it should be a combination of everything.
And then what they would do, the bookies would then not offer top fluck. But what's happening at the moment, that top fluck arrangement where bookies can control the price is incorrect. It's wrong.
No, that's why everybody should factor into it.
The current man in the job is very keen to address this issue.
We're talking about fucking 2 years.
No, but there's been a change of guard.
Another top man in the job, is it? Who's this top man?
Melbourne punter. He replaced your mate Terry Griffin.
So Melbourne was very keen to do it.
He said they're friends of yours, Glenn.
He said they all have to bet to lose 5, so everyone should be counted.
Yeah, that's right.
That's quite reasonable, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, none of them bet you to win more than 5, and they all have to bet you to lose 5.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But then why wouldn't you? What's the out of 3? 3 on something?
All right, well, all
Yeah.
right.
So why shouldn't they then be for rather than round numbers 50% as well too? Like so they're a half vote into the
Yeah, or a
mix.
quarter.
All right, okay.
Third.
You're saying Lee, the new betting steward. This is like keen. Sorry about my phone there, mate. Thanks, man. I left my phone there. Thanks, man. You're saying that the top man in the job really wants to get on top of this.
Yep.
Okay, so he's new. All right.
He's got no hope. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I'll take even money it's not changed by 2017.
Okay. All right, I'm not going to bet.
I'm just saying.
I'm not going to bet.
It's all right to say he's very keen. Nothing happens.
I'm saying that there's fresh impetus. Even if nothing comes
Well,
up.
by the time the fresh impetus gets around to getting it changed, it'll be stale impetus and won't happen.
All right, okay,
Part
thank you.
2.